People often ask me how someone went from being a law-abiding sailor to becoming a pirate. Were these men forced on board these ships? How did the pirates select candidates for new recruits? Was there anything special that a man had to do in order to become a pirate? All of these questions have some interesting answers. Before we get started, I'd like to give a special thank you to Mr. Lingish from Patreon for supporting the channel. If you're enjoying these videos, please consider signing up for Patreon or donating via PayPal. This channel does not run ads, and the donations really help out. During the golden age of piracy, a career on board a ship, civilian or military, was not an easy thing. These men were often worked to their max, paid low wages, and treated very poorly by their captains and officers. Beatings were normal, as were punishments like sleep deprivation, being hung by the wrists, and in some cases, the sailor might even be killed. Food was of a very poor quality, and voyages could last months or even years. It's no wonder, then, that the sailors distrusted their superiors and craved a life where they were treated better, paid better, and weren't worked so hard. In some cases, a crew would mutiny, and this would result in the mutineers becoming pirates. This is what happened with Henry Every and his crew in 1694. Henry Every was likely a sailor from youth, and he served in the Royal Navy aboard various ships. After he was discharged, Every was named first mate on board a ship in an English expedition that was bound for the West Indies. The expedition was being sent to trade, salvage wrecked treasure galleons, and plunder French settlements in the Caribbean. In August 1693, the ship set sail for Corunna, a city in northern Spain where the expedition would collect legal documents from Madrid, authorizing them to salvage the treasure galleons. The documents did not arrive for months, leaving the ships anchored in Corunna. The sailors were not being paid, so they couldn't send money home to provide for their families, so they were in effect prisoners on board these ships. Some sailors even believed they had been sold as slaves to the Spanish. On May 7, 1694, around 9 p.m., the crews mutinied under Every's leadership. Every was reported to have addressed the loyal men that remained on board the ship, and according to one sailor, he told them, "If you have a mind to make one of us, we will receive you, and if you turn sober and attend to business, perhaps in time I may make you one of my lieutenants. If not, here's a boat, and you shall be set on shore." The captain of the ship and several other sailors did not want any part in the mutiny and were brought to shore. However, one of the men, the ship's surgeon, was deemed too important and he was forced to remain with the crew. The men that remained on board unanimously elected Every captain, and he proposed they would become pirates in the Indian Ocean. Each member would get one share of the treasure, and the captain would receive two. Once a pirate crew was formed, the pirates would usually make an offer to the crew of any ship they captured. Pirates would tell the sailors they could join of their own accords, or in other cases, the pirates would have forced crew to come with them. Skilled people, navigators, carpenters, doctors, etc., would usually be forced to go with the pirates regardless of their decision. Upon joining a pirate crew, the sailors were required to sign the ship's Articles of Agreement, which was a document that governed the conduct of the crew. The crew member would be required to sign or make a mark and swear an oath to the crew. This oath was sometimes taken on a Bible, but legend suggests that in other instances, the pirates swore over pistols, swords, axes, bones, or cannons. This inducted the pirate into the crew and gave them a right to vote, bear arms, and a share of the plunder. Mostly, a pirate crew's articles were destroyed before capture or surrender to prevent the document from becoming evidence. In some cases, a sailor joining the crew may have asked the pirates to pretend to force him to sign so witnesses would report that to the authorities. That way, if the pirate was captured, he could claim that he signed under duress. We only have a handful of surviving Articles of Agreement, several of which come from a general history by Charles Johnson. Since the story of how he was able to collect all of these documents was not told, typical of the information he presents, I don't feel comfortable presenting them as authentic. There are, however, at least 3 that have survived that can be verified: George Cusac's, Nicholas Quo's, and John Charpin's. In any case, the articles were displayed for the crew to see after they were signed. The pirates certainly seem to have respected that anyone that wanted to become a pirate was free to do so. Often a pirate crew, upon capturing a slave ship, would free the men and women and allow them to join. Pirates routinely welcomed escaped slaves into their ranks as well. On one occasion, a 9-year-old named John King demanded to join the crew of Black Sam Bellamy, and after threatening to jump off the ship and attacking his mother, he was allowed to join the pirates. It's fair to say that a lot of people crave the adventure, thrill, and excitement of joining a pirate crew. Sted Bonnet, a well-off man from a rich family, went so far as to spend his own money to have a pirate ship built and then hired a crew. He certainly didn't need the money, so something else motivated him. I hope you enjoyed this episode. As I said earlier, please consider signing up for Patreon or donating via PayPal if you enjoy these videos. As always, if you have an idea for a future video or just want to say hello, leave a comment below.